Alright, I'm back and we have made it outside in daylight this time. So basically we are going to clear off pre-polish and we're going to set these things up to finish. Okay, so we're going to do the polish stage next. What I've done is this is what they look like after you have put Dawn dishwashing liquid in them. So you can see the grit. The grit is coming off. You know, it makes it a little easier to get it off and clean them off. And essentially what I do is I grab a handful of rocks, I rinse them off good, and I put them into a tote that I have water in to keep them wet, and then I'll take them back inside and clean them off. I clean the bowl, and then I will put them back in and put the polish on them. And in 2 or 3 more days we will have a finished product. So far I'm liking the looks of some of what I'm seeing. I'm going to take a break and I'm going to kind of reset this up because I want you to see the rest of what I do out here. Alright, my head might get cut off in this, but that's quite alright. I'll set myself up with a bucket to sit on. I got a little strainer here. Grab some rocks, clean them off. These have some places where there's grit sticking to them. Gotta try to get all the grit off. If we don't get it all off, it'll contaminate the next step, and that would be a problem. So there we go. I apologize for the background noise. I live by a state route, and these cars just don't want to seem to stop coming by just because I'm cleaning rocks off. But it is what it is. I've got kind of a wide variety of different kinds of rocks in this batch, and I think some of them are going to come out really nicely. I'm excited about that. In a couple of days I'm going to find out. It's a piece of quartz. This is a piece of tiger eye. There's ceramic media in here, and the ceramic media gets rinsed off and thrown back in right with everything else. You need to separate it out. I'm trying to check to see if I see any grit left on the rocks, because basically I'm going to check again when I get inside, but you don't want this going down your drain. That's why I'm out here. If you can see all the gray out here in the rocks in my driveway, if that goes into your drain, it can plug up your drain. That will definitely ruin your day. So you don't want that to happen. There are a lot of rocks in this tumbler, so this process is going to take me a while. But if I mess it up and I don't make sure I get all the grit off, then it could end up taking me extra days when I have to redo a tumbler. And this does give me a chance to get a good look at the rocks. There's some black jasper. There's a piece of amethyst that's looking pretty nice. Red tiger eye. Alright. I think I'm going to probably stop the camera and I'll pick it back up when we get inside. Okay, I'm back. there's the rocks in the tote. I have them in water, and basically as I'm going to take them out, you can see the toothbrush floating there, and as I take them out I'll check them out, and I will move them over to the bowl that I have sitting right there. And I have water in the bowl because I've heard that I'm supposed to try to keep them wet until I'm done tumbling them. I don't know, I've heard both ways on that. So far I've done it. So there's a little bit of water in the bowl. As soon as I get done, I will drain the water out of the bowl as much as I can. I want the rocks still wet. When they're a little bit wet, adding the grit seems to go a little bit better. It sticks to them a little better. So if the rocks are a little bit wet when you add the grit, I think the grit sticks a little bit better and helps spread it around a little better. You don't want your grit sitting on the bottom. I am doing one thing new. I bought some new types of polish. I got some cerium oxide and I got some tin oxide. Now I'm not exactly sure which one I want to use. I've gone back and forth a couple of times. I think I'm going to use the tin oxide. If someone knows better than me and you're watching this video and you see this, tell me I'm an idiot and tell me I should have used the cerium, or vice versa if I did the right thing. I'd love to hear from you and find out if I'm doing it right or not. But we'll see what kind of results I get. I don't know if it'll be any better than the normal polish I use, but we'll find out. This is how we find out. The tin oxide and the cerium oxide are a little bit more expensive than the regular polish that I've gotten. Find out if it was worth getting it and if I want to keep using it. Alright, I'm going to kind of hold off while I go through the rocks. I'll bring it back when I'm ready to put the polish on. Okay, here they are. They're back in the bowl. And I'm going to add the tin oxide. I'm going to try to get over here so I'm not in the light. Okay, I'll start them up. I'm going to try to wet them a little bit because there's so many rocks it's almost impossible for me to keep them wet. I drained the water out of the bowl, and by the time I got over here, half of them look like they're dry already. Alright, we're going to seal this up and let it go for 2 to 3 days and see how that goes. The rocks didn't want to move too well at first. That kind of had me a little bit nervous. I'm going to have to double check. I'm wondering if I put in too much grit. We'll find out, but basically we'll see in a couple of days. Alright, I'm back upstairs, a little quieter, a little easier to talk. It looks like I'm being visited by Cat. This is Cat. Everybody say hi to Cat. Cat's a little camera shy. Alright, I looked and I did put the right amount of polish on. Maybe with tin oxide you don't put as much, but boy did that stuff thicken up quick. It was kind of neat to see that the rocks really weren't tumbling at first. When I put a little water in, they started to move, and they started moving pretty well, but then you could see that polish really thickened up quick and basically was already starting to stick the rocks together. I'm really going to have to keep an eye on this. I have a track meet tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. I'd like to let this run 3 days, but looking how thick that got so quickly, I don't know that I'll be able to make it through 3 days. Anyway, if you hang around for the last video, it'll probably be in 2 or 3 days, and I will get the rocks out, clean them off, let them dry, and then we'll take a look at the results. Thank you for watching.